Welcome to Talk Around Town. I'm Stefan Chatwin. Joining me today is Lynette Syme with Fairfield Sassoon Transit. Lynette has been with the City of Fairfield since 2001, where she started in community development and is now with the Transportation Division. Lynette's responsibilities include daily system operations and marketing. Welcome, Lynette. So you've been with the City of Fairfield since 2001, is that right?
Yes, I have.
So tell me a little bit about how you got started with the city and how you ended up in transportation and a little bit about your responsibilities.
I started, as you mentioned, in 2001, working in the Quality Neighborhoods Division, helping those neighborhoods have a wonderful quality of life, whether it was the buildings that needed to be maintained by the property owners, bringing special events to the communities, just to bring joy to those communities and build a sense of community.
Now that's really important. So really what draws you to what you do is kind of helping to increase the quality of life of the community and the people that are here.
Definitely.
So how does that transfer into what you're doing now in transportation?
Yes.
And tell me a little bit about those responsibilities.
Sure. I moved over to transportation. I was given the opportunity to work full-time by moving over there. I knew nothing about transportation or transit in general. So when I moved over there, I had the opportunity to work in the front office, which really is helping the customer and finding that is my nature, helping people, helping the customer with their trip planning, their how to pay their fare, and just making the customer feel comfortable with transit. Since then, I have moved to another position as a transportation technician, and I'm still helping the customer, but in a different way. I help more behind the scenes, creating a good experience for the customer. I help with the daily operations of the system. I help with the planning and scheduling, as well as all of the fare collections. And I also help with the outreach and marketing of the system.
You've got a very full plate. That's a lot of stuff that you're responsible for. Talk to me, if you would, for a second about FAST, local service, F-A-S-T, local service, what that is and how that operates.
Right. Well, most of the time you'll hear the term FAST, and that stands for Fairfield and Sassoon Transit. And we operate 8 local routes here in Fairfield and Sassoon. Those routes take people to a variety of destinations, from City of Fairfield offices, Sassoon City offices, Solano County Government Building, shopping centers, medical facilities, local schools including Solano Community College, as well as 2 of the Amtrak stations, one located in Fairfield as well as one located in Sassoon City. And last but not least, also Travis Air Force Base.
Okay. So FAST also operates the Solano Express service, correct?
Yes.
Now tell me a little bit about that service.
Yes, we operate 2 of those lines. We operate the Blue Line and the Green Express, also known as the GX. And those are labeled our commuter routes, and you might hear that term commuter just because a lot of people who ride those routes, they use it to commute to work. The Blue Line travels between Pleasant Hill, BART, and Sacramento, with stops in Benicia, Fairfield, Vacaville, Dixon, and Davis. The Green Express travels between Sassoon City and Fairfield to the El Cerrito del Norte BART station. And it's called the Green Express because it is an express route which gets the passenger to El Cerrito del Norte with no stops.
Okay. All right. So what's the cost to ride any of these services? I'm assuming there is a fee, so tell me a little bit about that.
For our local routes, an adult fare is $1.75. Our youth fare is $1.50, and that is for ages 6 to 18. We also have an SDM fare, which is a half-price fare, and for the local route it is 85 cents. And SDM stands for Senior Disabled Medicare. And if you think you might qualify for an SDM fare, I would suggest you call the office to see how you might qualify.
Okay. What about paying for these fees? How does a passenger pay their fare? What's the process that they need to go through there?
There are a few different ways to pay the fare. One may pay in cash upon boarding the bus. They will want to have exact change, as there is no change given back to the customer. They may purchase a paper pass at various locations. There's a variety of paper passes where there's a 31-day pass, a 10-ride pass, and they may also use the Clipper card system. And the Clipper card is a smart card, and it is a great way to pay your fare right now because it is contactless. We are working on a mobile app that we hope to roll out early 2021, and that will also be another avenue for a customer to pay their fare with no contact. And in these times, everyone's looking for different ways for contactless.
So there's a lot of different options there for people to pay their fares then.
Correct.
Wonderful. We'll be right back after this break with more from Lynette Syme.
Hey neighbor, what are you doing?
Has this light always been broken like this?
I hadn't noticed. We should report it to get it fixed.
Report it? How do we do that?
With the My Fairfield CA app.
App?
Yeah, you just click on the issue you're experiencing, fill out the information, and it sends a report.
So it's the My Fairfield
CA app. Here. Actually, I have a card. You should have it.
Thanks.
Get the My Fairfield CA app. Pass it on.
We are back with Lynette Syme. So Lynette, I know from personal experience that sometimes it can be intimidating trying to ride the bus or taking mass transit. You're always wondering, boy, how do I know which bus to take? Am I going to make my connection? How do I pay for this? How do you help people who are maybe a little bit apprehensive about mass transit and riding the bus?
Yes. Well, first of all, our administrative staff is very knowledgeable. So anyone can call, come in, and we can walk you through planning a trip, how to pay your fare, walk you through those processes. Our website is also a very good tool for planning a trip and researching different avenues that FAST has to offer. We also have a travel training program where if one is truly intimidated about getting out there and trying it on their own, we can connect a person with our travel ambassador. And that person will actually walk the person through the process from boarding, paying your fare, talking through a transfer, and we'll walk them through the beginning to the end of a trip.
So there are a lot of resources actually there for those that are taking mass transit. What about those with disabilities? What kind of accommodations do we make with those, and are they welcome on mass transit?
Of course, yes. All our buses are ADA accessible and compliant. And that means that if someone is in a mobility device, we have the means to board that passenger on all of our transit vehicles. We also have our DART paratransit program, and that is for one who may not be able to regularly ride the fixed route system, the local buses or the commuter buses. And there is an assessment process in order to qualify someone for that program, and so they must become ADA eligible. It is a demand response system where reservations are made for their trip, and it really allows someone to get into the community for medical appointments, shopping, or just to visit family or friends.
Now, finally, this coronavirus pandemic that we're going through has caused us to really rethink the way we do things, and it's interrupted a lot of the operations that we do. How has that impacted our bus services here and mass transit, and what are we doing to flex with that?
Sure. Yeah, that's a good question. We're definitely running on a modified schedule. We do take the safety of our drivers, passengers, and staff at heart. So we are doing everything we can. We do require that all passengers wear face coverings while boarding or riding the bus. We also ask that all our passengers maintain social distancing. We have installed driver shields or plexiglass partitions on our local buses, which is a barrier between the driver and the passengers, and we'll soon have them on our commuter buses as well. We are also cleaning our buses daily according to the CDC guidelines.
So we're really going the extra mile to ensure that our passengers are safe and
Yes.
doing everything we can as we, again, go through this pandemic that we're dealing with.
Definitely.
You obviously love your job. That's very apparent. You talked a lot about in the beginning about your love for helping people. Talk more about what gets you to come into work every day, especially during this day and age of this pandemic and the frustrations that we've dealt with. Why do you love doing what you do so much? What is it about this job you love?
When I started transit, like I mentioned, I knew nothing about transit. But as I've become more familiar and every day is a new learning experience, working with people in general, I think is just in my nature. So I love working with people. And like I mentioned, I may not work with them on a daily basis as I did in the very beginning. However, we're all at FAST still striving to create a good customer experience on transit.
Terrific. Lynette, thanks for being here with us today, and thanks for being part of Team Fairfield.
Thank you.
If you would like to know more about FAST, please visit fasttransit.org. Thanks for joining me today on Talk Around Town. We'll see you next time.